Okay, Omar, Javier, welcome to our class. It's time to start. Welcome and good evening. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm great.
Okay, that's pretty nice. What about you, Javier? What about you, Marilyn? How are you?
Hello, teacher. Well, I can't complain. Thank you.
Okay, that's great.
Hi, I'm fine.
Okay, nice, Marilyn,
Just
nice.
wait.
Okay, glad to hear that, guys. Thank you for coming on time to our class. Well, I already sent a message on the WhatsApp group. I hope your classmates read it and they can come to our class. Today we have an interesting class, guys. Well, actually, every class is interesting because of the content and also because we learned and practiced a little bit more. Okay. And this opportunity, guys, we will start with a question. Okay. As you know, guys, our objective in this opportunity, guys, is to learn a little bit how to make professional presentations, how to make good presentations. But I want to start with something that it's kind of simple, okay? If you were able to present about any topic you master, what would you speak about? Okay? Think about this. I will give you 30 seconds to think about this. If you were able to present about any topic you mastered, something that you really know a lot, what would you speak about? You can tell me any topic, okay, or any subject. It depends on you. If you were able to present about any topic you master, what would you speak about? Okay, 30 seconds to think about your answer, and I will ask you one by one. Okay, guys, it's time for you to tell me your answer. We will start with Omar. Omar, tell me, if you were able to present about any topic you master, what would you speak about?
Yes, teacher. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. I think I really would like talk about music because the music I represent me a lot, and I like very. I'm crazy about music, and I think it's a good topic for
Mm, okay.
people because the music I don't know if you have a problem you can listen music or you you can do a lot of things and using music. I think so. I really like talk about music.
Okay, great, Omar. This is really interesting. Okay, as you mentioned, music represents you. That's something really important at the moment of speaking about a topic. Pretty good. Now let's see. Thank you, Omar. Let's continue with Javier. Javier, tell me if you were able to present about any topic you master, what would you speak about?
Well, I think maybe I can talk about business because I have a business. I work in that, and I like it. I consider can I can't. talk about
Okay,
this.
pretty good. Do you think that you can help others to have their own business or to start their own business?
Pardon?
Oh, do you think that you can give them some tips to start their own business?
Oh yes, I can say some tips.
Okay, that's something really nice. I like it. Okay, I like the both topics, music, business. Those are great ideas. Very good. What about Marilyn? If you were able to present about any topic you master, what would you speak about?
Um, I would speak about astronomy.
Astronomy.
Yes.
Why would you speak about astronomy? That's a very interesting topic.
Because since little I always liked the
Okay,
stars,
that's something
observing.
nice.
I wanted to be astronomer. So I kept reading about the topic.
Okay, well, well as
So I know a
you
lot of that.
as you mentioned, yes, you read and you know a lot of that topic, so it would be interesting. I really like your ideas, guys. Actually, I was thinking about this, and if I were able to present about any topic, I would speak about soccer because that's something I know. Okay, thank you for sharing, Marilyn. Now tell me, Juan. Uh, what would you speak about if you were able to present about any topic?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, mm, well, I would speak about games. Games. Well, why?
Okay.
Because games games in general have been part of my life since I was memory. Yes, my father liked it. So, well, the first video game that I have played was Tetris. My father liked Tetris, so that's why I think is this that's why I pick this I picked this topic. I think so. And when I played, well, feel I feel close to my father. So it's a I have feelings about games. So that's it.
Okay, pretty nice. I really like the topic. Actually, I like all of these topics, but the most important thing about this, guys, is that I can see that the topic, of course, needs to be relevant, and all of these topics are relevant, but also you feel or you are in touch with that topic, or you feel there is an extra feeling with the topic that you master, or the topic that you want to present, or if you had the opportunity, you would present. Okay, for example, Omar said that if he had to present, he would he would speak about music because music represents him, right? Then Marilyn said that when she was a little girl, she wanted to be an astronomer. She's not an astronomer, or I don't know, but she read a lot about that topic because that was something she was crazy about. And Juan mentioned about games, and he said that, well, games, of course, all of us know a little bit about games, but in this case, for Juan, it's more special talking about games because he feels a connection, maybe with his past, with his childhood, and that's the purpose, right? That we had a connection with our topic, that we really feel comfortable with the things we are going to speak about, and also that we continue, okay, we continue learning and uh, catching as much information as possible about that topic. Well done. Thank you for your comments and your answers about this question, everybody. I hope when you had the opportunity to have a presentation, at least in this class, you choose a topic, you choose a subject that you really like, something that you can say, well, I am able to speak. If I have 30 minutes or 1 hour to speak about this, I will continue speaking about this. We won't have that time, right? Because the class is only 1 hour. But if you had the opportunity, you were able to speak as much as possible. Well, today's topic, everybody, it's well, yesterday, remember, we learned how to start our presentation, or how to create the beginning of our a good presentation. Now, guys, we will focus on signaling, okay? What is signaling, guys? Remember that yesterday we were talking about the sequencers. Signaling, everybody, in this context is similar to sequencers. Whether the signaling phrases are the phrases that help us to identify or help others to identify what is the purpose, or what is in which part of our presentation we are in, okay? As you know, in your presentation you have, well, you need a start, an introductory phrase. You need to develop all the content or all your presentation. Also, you need something to close your presentation, okay? Not just thank you and that's it. We can use more elaborate phrases or something else that can help us to sound more natural and also more confident when speaking. That's why, everybody, in this opportunity, we will focus on signaling, okay? Phrases we can use depending on the area or the topic of each part of our presentation. To start with this, everybody, let's remember the sequencers. Remember that yesterday I told you about sequencers, and it will help us, guys, throughout all our presentation. Not only the beginning or the start of your presentation, but also throughout the whole presentation, okay? Let's remember some examples we can use for sequencing ideas. Can you read this part, Omar?
Yes, teacher. Sequencing ideas. First, second, third, then next, and finally. The first, second, third, final point is.
Very good. This is a quick review of yesterday's points, because we were talking about how to use sequencers, or the way we have to use sequencers. In this case, everybody, we use the sequencers to identify which part of the presentation we are in. Imagine I am presenting about, I don't know, about soccer, okay? And I am talking about the different soccer categories. So to identify each category I am talking about, we can use sequencers. First, we will talk about beach soccer. As you know, beach soccer, it's a famous sport that many people play at the beach. Okay, then second, we will speak about football 5, okay, or football 7, or soccer 7, okay. So you know, guys, there are different categories, different ways to play soccer. I will use the sequencers to identify category, one category and another category. That's the point. And then another way to use it is for second, third, and the final point, depending on the length of your presentation, we can use these phrases, right? Another important thing, guys, or some other expressions we can use, everybody, are these phrases. Can you help me reading, Marilyn? Hello, Marilyn. Marilyn Brizuela.
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Can you, yes, can you read this part, please?
Yes. Ending a sentence, right? So, well, okay. That's all I wanted to say about. I think that covers everything on. To summarize.
Very good. Before explaining or before taking into account the other phrases, guys, I would like to stop by a moment in this phrase to summarize. Remember, guys, when we write an essay, for example, we have different parts of our essay. We have the introduction, we have the body of our essay, all the ideas that we want to develop in our essay, and at the end, we have the conclusion. To summarize, everybody, is that phrase we use in the conclusion. Instead of using in conclusion to conclude, we can use to summarize, to sum up, okay? In this case, we are not creating an essay. However, we can use it in oral and writing presentations. If you have an oral presentation, we can use to summarize, to sum up. Or if you are writing or you have a writing presentation, to summarize, to sum up, in a nutshell. So there are different ways to conclude. But remember, this is the last expression. This is similar. This is similar as when we use finally, for example. We won't use finally in the first part of our presentation because finally means that you are about to finish. It means, everybody, that we use finally in the conclusion, and we can use to summarize in our conclusion. Then, everybody, these are some expressions we can use, everybody, when we finish or when we end with a section, with a part of our presentation, with one idea, and we want to move to another one, okay? Let's continue with the next one. That's all I wanted to say about soccer. Okay, that's all I wanted to say about soccer. I finished with one section, then I will continue with another section, another sport, for example. If I am talking about different sports, I use this expression to finish with one sport, and then I start talking about a different sport. I think that covers everything on this topic, or I think that covers everything on on reggaeton music. If you're talking about music, because as Omar, you really feel comfortable talking about music and different music genres, as reggaeton, salsa, bachata, I don't know, rap. Okay, if you feel comfortable talking about different music genres, so you divide or you split your presentation into 4 music genres: reggaeton, bachata, salsa, and rap. I think that covers everything on reggaeton. Let's move on to the next presentation or to the next music genre. I'm sorry. Okay. We finish a section or we end a section. We start a different section. The first idea number 2. Remember, this is something important. Don't mix your ideas. Don't mix up your ideas. If you start talking about reggaeton, continue talking about reggaeton until you finish. If you finish talking about that music genre, then move on to the next one. But if you move to the next one and you still continue talking about reggaeton in a moment, that's not correct, everybody. Keep an order in your presentation, okay? Idea number 1, idea number 2, 3, 4, and so on, okay? Let's move on to our next part, okay? Let's see our expressions for intermediate questions. Let me stop a moment on it, okay? Remember that yesterday I told you that at the beginning of your presentation, when you greet people or you greet the audience, then you introduce yourself and your position. In all of those steps you have, there is a specific moment in which you have to let the audience know the moment for questions. If they are going to ask questions in the middle of your presentation, let them know that they can ask questions, okay? You can tell them at the beginning of your presentation, okay, there will be a specific moment for asking questions, or in case you have any doubt about this subject, you can interrupt me or feel free to interrupt me, okay? You can use these kind of expressions, the ones that we learned yesterday. Also, guys, we can use these kind of questions. We stop a moment our speech, because we have a speech about our presentation. We stop our speech, and then we can use this. If you didn't clarify at the beginning of your presentation that they can ask questions during your presentation or in the middle of your presentation, some people will think that they cannot ask any question, or that they can do it at the end, because this is something common, that we ask questions at the end, okay? But feel free to ask questions, guys. If you have any question, you can let me know, okay? Well, in this case, we can use these kind of expressions. Are there any questions or comments on that? Imagine I was talking about, well, talking about video games, because it's another topic. I don't know too much, but at least I have a little idea about it, okay? Imagine I am talking about different video games, or the most famous video games nowadays that kids like playing, and we are talking about Roblox. I am talking about Roblox. Now I finished talking about Roblox, the characteristics, where can you play Roblox, how can you play Roblox? Are there any questions or comments on that? Okay, in this space, I let people give their comments or ask their questions. If they don't have questions, so they won't ask you anything. If they don't have comments, same, they won't say anything, right? But maybe, imagine I am talking about Roblox and I ask, are there any questions or comments on that? And maybe, I don't know, maybe Juan is going to tell me, yes, I have a comment about Roblox. I consider this is a really good game, but Tetris is the best one. Okay, I don't know, guys. Okay, it depends on any of you. But this is one comment. You gave the time to the audience to speak, to ask questions, to comment. So they are free right now to give you any comment or ask you any question they have. Another example or another expression that we can use Would anyone like to ask a question at this point? If there are no questions, let's move on. Now, are there any questions or comments, everybody? Or we can move on.
Just one.
Oh, tell me one.
Minecraft is better than Roblox.
Minecraft is better.
Just that. Better
Okay.
than Roblox.
Okay.
Just that.
I haven't
As
played
simple as
I haven't played any of those games, but I have heard many kids talking about Roblox. I don't know, maybe I don't know if it is easier to play Roblox. I don't know, but I have heard many kids talking about Roblox and a few kids talking about Minecraft. Actually, I heard a little girl who told me I play both. I play Roblox and I play Minecraft. So I don't know too much about those video games, but that's a great comment, Juan. I really appreciate it. Okay. Great. Let's move on, everybody, to our next step or our next part. Remember, right now we are learning some expressions to move from one section to a different section. Now, guys, we can use some expressions. I think, guys, maybe you think that this is not in the right order, but in some cases, guys, it's good to start with the end. Okay. First, we learn about ending. Now, guys, we will learn about opening. So let's move everybody to the opening a new section. If we finish with the first idea, guys, then we move to a next section. And we have to open that section using these expressions. Can you help me reading, Javier? Please.
Yes, opening a new section. Let's now look at. Now, I want to turn to. This brings me to the third and final point, which is.
Again, everybody, as you can see, well, this expression, the last one, this brings me to the third and final point, which is, in this case, since we are talking about sections in your presentation, we can use this expression to finish with the body of our presentation. We have the introduction, body, and conclusion. Similar to an essay. The difference is that an essay is written and this presentation is spoken, okay? But the important thing over here is that we use this expression to give the last section or to explain the last point we have in our presentation, okay? And then to summarize, to conclude, to sum up, okay? Let's now look at move. We use this expression to move or to start the third section or the next section, okay? Now I want to turn to same. We use it to move or to start the next section. One more time, guys. I'm taking into account your examples. If we are talking about business, maybe Javier is going to give us different tips to create or to start our own business. Okay, he gave us the first step. He finished with this part. Are there any questions or comments? And after that, okay, we can move on to the next point. Let's now look at this tip. Tip number 2. Great. Now I want to turn to, and we move to the next section, okay? The next tip. As you see, we use these expressions, everybody, okay? And little by little, we are creating or we are, we could say that we are forming our presentation with expressions that show us what is my intention on doing this. Okay, what is my intention? Do I need to close my first idea? Do I need to start the next idea? Do I need time to think about the next section? And I gave, or I take this time for the audience to ask questions, because it can help us, guys. If you don't remember too much about the next section, so you can take some time to ask them, do you have any questions? Okay, these are some tips, okay? But what is the purpose? What is the intention you have? That's why it is important to keep an order in our presentation and explain section by section, topic by topic, okay? We will continue, guys, with another important thing, and it is about exploring a list of points. When you have, like me speaking about soccer, when you have like 7 points or 6 or 5 or even 2 or 3, well, 3, we can use these kind of expressions. This is very short, that's why I'm gonna read it, and then we will move to the next part. In relation to, you know, everybody, so we are mentioning information related to the topic we are saying. Regarding or concerning, it's also related to those topics. So we bring back some topics that maybe we already start explaining, but we need to continue with that topic. So we can use these expressions to bring back those topics, or bring back that section, okay? Let's move, everybody, and pay attention to it. Right now, this is something really important, guys, and I want to listen to Juan. Can you help me reading these expressions, please? Hello, Juan.
Sorry. Endings, ideas. In addition to this, moreover, however, despite this, so therefore.
Okay, thank you. As you can see over here, the topic is adding ideas. Actually, all of these words, well, not all these words help us to add ideas. Well, they help us to add ideas, but in some cases they have different functions. For example, I consider that in addition to this, moreover, they are addition connectors, or they are connectors for addition. That is their purpose, to add more information. For example, if you are talking about astronomy, I don't know anything about astronomy, but if you're talking about astronomy, you start talking about one specific thing about it. In addition to this, you continue with more information about this section, okay? Moreover, it's the same. We continue adding more information about that section or about that topic, okay? Another addition, or another connector for addition, is also. What is the problem with also, everybody? That we use also. We always use also, actually, okay? we always use also. If we need to say something, well, I think that music is important because it represents me. Also, music is important to relax. Also, instead of using just also, guys, so we can use in addition to this, moreover, okay? Also, we can use it from time to time, but try to use different options. That's why everybody on the chat, I told you to search on Google for connectors in English. I forgot in English, but connectors in English, because they have different functions. There are connectors for addition. There are connectors for contrast. Okay, in this case, however, is a connector for contrast. Why? Because we mentioned one idea, but then we mentioned an opposite idea, we could say. For example, talking about soccer, it's a very funny game or a very funny sport. However, some people get injured playing this sport, okay? I mentioned something positive, which is that it's very funny, but I also mentioned something that it's negative. And it is that some people get injured playing soccer, okay? However, despite this, or another one, well, other examples, but actually we use but many times. But is similar to also in use, because I mean in use because we use also and but many times when we speak. And then everybody, we can also use nevertheless. Again, everybody, talking about soccer. Soccer help you to be healthy. Nevertheless, if you don't practice soccer for a long time, it will be difficult for you to get used to play it again. Okay, so as you see, guys, we mentioned something positive and then something negative, or the other way around. First, something negative and then something positive. For example, if you listen to reggaeton, you will listen to many people that can't sing. However, they are very famous. So as you see, something negative and something positive, okay? That's the point. We use the contrast connectors or connectors for contrast to give a positive idea and a negative idea, or as I said before, the other way around, negative and positive. The last part, everybody, the connectors for result, okay? Result. I can talk about, for example, again, I will talk about my presentation, and it's about soccer. If you practice soccer for a long time, therefore, you have the opportunity to play in a professional soccer team. Not here in El Salvador because they are not professional, but in a different country, who knows? Okay, as you see, we use so, therefore, and so on. There are different connectors that we can use to express results. Okay, and there are more categories. If we have, we don't have more time. But as you see, everybody, there are different uses of the connectors. We need to use, well, first of all, guys, we need to learn connectors because they are important when we write, but also when we speak. Okay, try to learn them, trying to practice as much as possible, guys. Now, let's move everybody to our next part. There are two more sections, this one and the last one. We have digressing. Before we continue, guys, do you know what is digressing? Or what is the meaning of the digress?
I remember I read this word, teacher, but I don't remember right now. But I read this word.
Okay, so Omar, you read that word, but you don't remember. Okay, no problem. Let me tell you guys that digress is when we leave by a moment the topic or the subject we are speaking or we are writing. For example, imagine I am talking about soccer. I am talking about how people practice soccer or how you should prepare before playing soccer. And then I start talking about my experience playing soccer. That is digressing, okay? I was talking about the general preparation you need to have to practice soccer, but then I went in another way talking about my experience. That is digress, everybody. You leave your main topic for another information. It's also related, yes, but it's not the information you were explaining at that moment. Okay, that is digress. Okay, well, I will ask you to look for the meaning of this word because this is really important. And as you see, we can use this. We can use these expressions. Please, Marilyn Brizuela, can you read these expressions over here?
Yes, digress. By the way, accidentally, if I could just digress for a second.
Very good. By the way, okay, incidentally, if I could just digress for a moment or for a second, okay, then you leave your speech, you leave that section you are talking about or you are speaking about, and then you digress. You start talking about something different. We could say that it's different, but it's also related to the topic, okay? Digress. The last part, everybody, and something that is also important, it's when you need to go back, okay? Go back to a section, or in this case, as you know, if you digress in your presentation, we can go back to our topic or our main topic. Please, Javier, help me reading this expression.
Okay, going back. Let me know, return to. Let me know, come back to.
Very good, okay? If you digress or you forgot something about one section, you can return, but you need to let the audience know that you will do it. They will understand, but it will be kind of difficult for them to understand your presentation if you move from what section and then you go back and then you need to move forward to the third section and then you want to go back, okay? But if you forgot something that is really relevant in your presentation, try to use these expressions. Let me now come back to, okay? The important thing, guys, is to return to the main topic or to return to an important detail of one section, okay? These are all the expressions that we have by now. So are there any questions or comments about these sections or these important phrases we have learned? Any question, comment?
Yeah, I have a comment, teacher.
Tell me more.
Yeah, for the last screen or for the last point, um, let me see. I'm talking about music, for example, and I'm talking about music, and I start to talk about the my own experience, and I'm talking about my own experience, and I need to going back, and I can use let me now return to, and I start talk about the main point. I understand that
Okay,
it's right.
kind of. Well, imagine you're talking about music or the benefits of music, for example. If you just start talking about the benefits of music, one of the benefits is that you relax a lot listening to your favorite kind of music. And then maybe you can give your example, as you said. Okay, for example, well, when I am tired or when I am stressed because of work, I I use my headphones and I listen to rap music or electronic music. I don't know your favorite ones, and I feel relaxed. You are talking about your experience. Now, okay, since you digress a little bit about your experience, then you need to return to the benefits. Let me now return to more benefits of a of music. Okay, and then you continue with that part. Okay.
Okay, teacher, I got it all clear.
Very good. Okay, I'm really happy to hear that. Any other question, guys?
Oh, I have the last teacher. Sorry, you mentioned a word never done less. I don't remember. But what is the meaning about this word in the last? You mentioned a word, but I can remember.
Oh yeah. Nevertheless,
Yes, this word. What
nevertheless.
what 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 is the meaning about this word, or what is the synonym? Because I could understand.
Okay, I could say that nevertheless is similar. It's not the same, but it's similar to despite. Okay, give me a second. I will write it over here. Okay, despite and nevertheless are similar. In this case, nevertheless express, give me a second. I will go back to this part. Okay, nevertheless express all this expression despite this or despite that. Okay, but well, that's the meaning of nevertheless. Despite, you can then explain something in specific. For example, despite some music genres that are not that comfortable, there are different music genres that all people like. For example, salsa. All people love salsa. I don't know if that's true, but that's my opinion. Okay. So nevertheless and despite, I could say that they have similar meaning. Okay.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
And another one, let me just write it over here because I was thinking about it. It's in spite of. In spite of has the same meaning as despite. Oh, I will write it over here. There you go. Okay, so despite and in spite of, they have the same meaning. Nevertheless, it's similar but express despite this or despite that. Okay. Very good. Any other question, guys? Okay. If there are no more questions, guys, it's almost time to go. We will have our first presentations practice tomorrow. Tomorrow, guys, it will be about something simple, something that maybe we already know. Just please try to remember using all the information we learned, okay? Also, please complete the activities on the platform because it is important. I haven't checked your progress. However, guys, I hope most of you are nearby the 75% of progress. Remember that that's the percentage we need to have on Friday morning. Okay, just please, guys, I want to ask you to continue working, practice a lot at home, everybody, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.
Just
Bye-bye.
teacher,
Yes, Juan?
can I found all of this vocabulary on the platform?
Yes, it is on the
Okay.
platform.
Okay.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.